Hey guys, it's a Man in Black here. Just finished reading Red Lanterns number 4. Kind of an interesting issue. I'm not going to need to read through it on the camera. Memories are pretty fresh and it's pretty straightforward. It kind of goes into what I partially expected the series to begin as, but in the same abbreviated way it was later. Let me explain. Atrocitus decides that he doesn't trust Bleez enough to have her be the only intelligent being on the planet with him. So he throws 3 of his lieutenants. I can't remember all of their names offhand. I'm not sure if all of their names are even in the comic, but they're all alien names, and I'm not so good with names anyway. Their names aren't important. One of them is the guy from the animated series. He's become one of the most iconic Red Lanterns, so it's pretty obvious he needs to, have a role in here just because people recognize him. Anyway, he throws them into the blood ocean so that they can regain their intelligence and memories and such. So apparently this is a pretty easy process to start. The only problem is you're taking people who have been through massive trauma. You've essentially given them a drug to get out of it, and then you're returning all the emotions and memories that relate to that trauma to them forcibly. So it's a traumatic experience in and of itself. Bleez mentions it almost left her catatonic, so who knows what it's going to do to these 3. But we start to see their origins. I don't know if we're going to see their entire origins or if these brief snippets are really all we're getting. It was sort of like how most of Bleez's story was in Tales from the Corps during Blackest Night. You see a little bit of Bleez's story after she gets her intelligence back. So we get about that same amount of these guys. We also continue the story of the 2 humans, the 2 brothers, mad about their grandfather's death and the aftermath of that. It's believable. It's taken a bit extreme, but, with a book like Red Lanterns, you don't expect something involving rage to be taken to extremes. Atrocitus mentions that there's so much rage on Earth that he might need a Red Lantern from Earth to help him police it, so I guess that's where the 2 brothers story is going to go, even though Dex-Starr is the Red Lantern from Earth, but we haven't actually seen Dex-Starr in a while. So, my thoughts on the issue: solid entry, doesn't really raise or weaken the series. Quick read. If you want to get some more background on these Red Lanterns, it's good to have. They dig a bit more into Bleez's earlier plot to deal with Atrocitus, so we still don't know where this falls in relation to New Guardians. But other than that, it's been a pretty decent progression. Storyline keeps developing, characters develop, and so forth. So, and at the end, we find out that Krona's body is missing. So, maybe he's alive. It would show Atrocitus for keeping him around and talking to him all day. Until next week, on 52 Weeks of Green Lantern, Man in Black out.